Alright, welcome back to Hamdiggers. So last time we went through a mine with Sebastian, and now, first thing I'm actually going to do is go and... Oh, I can check on Poppy. Well, I want to go and call in on Albie Weeks, because I imagine both these are in Hogsmeade. Because I got a letter about his latest broom upgrade. I suspect he'll want me to do another race, but we need not do that immediately. I'll just be stopping by his shop. Yeah, Sebastian was being a bit of a dick where we left off. Yeah, because of what happened to his sister and in the mines and other... I'm sure hearing it off of other people... He seems convinced that no goblin can be good, when in fact that is quite the opposite of true. It's a sweeping generalization he's applied to them, and I'm not a fan of that.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented blue powder.
Alright, Albie.
Hello again. Wonderful to see you. As before, I've arranged a special price on the broom upgrade for you.
Well, I'm rich anyway, so
What are we
let's see how
looking for
expensive
today?
this will be. 4,000. It's actually kind of expensive. First of all, do I have anything to sell you? Alright, broom upgrade.
You'll be thrilled with that broom, I promise you. You're all set with the new upgrade. I can't wait to hear what you think. This may sound presumptuous, but...
You'd like me to report back with even more flight details.
You know me well. I feel I'm almost there. I just think I can improve broom flight a bit more. Miss Ray's is running a time trial at the South Coast course. Not ideal, really, what with rumours of Ranrock's lot and Ashwinders infiltrating the place. However, if you're flying high above them, you should be all right, I think.
Yeah, I've dealt with quite a lot of them by now.
I'm not worried, Mr. Weeks. I'll see if I can find Imelda.
I hope you are able to complete these trials. I have a feeling this final upgrade is going to be a sweeping success. Do be careful, of course. I shall look forward to hearing from you soon. I look forward to our next meeting.
Alright, yeah, I'm not going to be doing that right now. But was that our last broom upgrade? No, we have one more that we can get. Very well. I suppose now we should check on Poppy. There we go. Don't know why I didn't actually open my quest log when I pressed the quest log button. Oh, she's
Perhaps
actually
I could
not in
test that
Hogsmeade. I
one.
thought she would be. Is she back at the castle, perchance? Yes, she is, right outside of the castle. Okay. Well, there's a flue flame somewhere around here. There we go. Alright then, Poppy. Yeah, rather than crossing the water, let's just use our broom. I was originally not going to do it because it would feel kind of lazy, but here we are.
Oh, good, you're safe.
Hi.
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her.
What do you mean? Is she all right?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
I'm sorry, Poppy. I'm glad she's all right. I don't think either one of us could have anticipated that.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
I mean, I for one saw the whole poacher thing coming from a mile away. Maximillian didn't, but I did. Well, we kind of know what a Snidget is because it's what the golden snitch eventually replaced, but beyond that, Maximillian doesn't really know much more, so...
Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget?
It's a small bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly in any direction. In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based on the Snidget, which barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of years ago.
Why would Snidgets be valuable to poachers?
They could make more money with Snidgets than they ever would have fighting dragons. The golden Snidget's feathers and eyes are incredibly valuable. That's why they're believed to be extinct. They were hunted out of existence by wizard kind. If the poachers found some now, I can't bear to think about the horrific way they'd be bred and killed for profit.
Where exactly are these Snidgets allegedly hidden?
Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic, which is good. Perhaps the poachers won't be clever enough to find the birds. From what she recalls, the journals only noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks it can be narrowed down to a handful of locations.
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets.
Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs! They'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs.
Sounds as if we need to go and talk to the centaurs.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
Okay. So we are not going to find them right now. In that case, I suppose we'll go and speak to Neve Fitzgerald in the map chamber. I suppose since we're going to be going back into the school and whatnot, some more school-appropriate attire is needed at the moment. There we go, back in the good old-fashioned Gryffindor colors. And now we can just take this Floo Flame down into the map chamber. Yeah, so she was preparing our next trial. Suppose that's what Maximillian meant when he was hoping to find somebody who'd help us get a step ahead.
Welcome back.
These people love their process, though, so I don't expect she'll be so easily persuaded to let me access this trial early, but it's worth a try.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
And perhaps Fig will have an idea.
How will I gain access to the headmaster's office? Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
Right, I guess I have to wait for the quest to start. Yep, there we go. What's this? Not gonna worry about that right now.
I doubt Scrivener would stand for that.
But if I said it was for...
Yeah, Fig is down a level, I believe. Yep, here we go. Yes, I'm reading his mail. Professor Fig, as if my schedule wasn't congested enough, the Ministry has charged me with arranging a rather inconvenient arrival of a new student at Hogwarts. A 5th year, if you can believe. Professor Weasley insists that they will need an escort and a mentor to help them acclimatize before the term begins. I have assigned the task to you. Please see Professor Weasley for details. Professor Phineas Nigellus Black, Headmaster. I see. Inconvenient, huh? Alright, let's wait for Professor Fig.
We should speak with Mr. Bickle's friends. I believe I can sneak away without drawing my mother's eye. Meet me near Hogsmeade, and we will devise a plan.
I'm kind of in the middle of something, Natsai.
Now here, Professor Fig. The Keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the portkey. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. Very well. You'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I don't know the headmaster's house elf. Will he even speak to me? I imagine he's loyal to the headmaster.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion. You'll look and sound like Professor Black.
Wait, doesn't Polyjuice Potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have Polyjuice Potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy. Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the Ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more. How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him to me. I shall tell him we're to meet a liaison from the Ministry in Hogsmeade.
That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
I'm going to have to be a little bit meaner, I imagine. More arrogant, that's for sure.
Do you have a moment, Professor? Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only, you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
Yeah, I'll decide what's best.
I assure you, Sharp, you may speak freely.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to determine which student gets this rather unenviable task.
I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None. None at all. Move aside. I wonder almost daily why I accepted this appointment from the...
What could the headmaster want?
Gareth! Mr. Weasley, what are you doing here? Don't you have, somewhere to be?
Oh, Professor, yes, of course. All sorts of places I'd rather be right now. Do you need something from me?
I'm looking for my house elf. Surely you've seen him?
Ah, the little one-eared fellow. I saw him heading to the Great Hall moments ago, muttering on about your, sterling graces, sir.
I am watching you, Mr. Weasley. Mr. Redding, who owns Honeydukes, tells me some of his billywig stings recently went missing. Prime potion ingredient. And I know you fancy yourself a skilled potioneer.
What? But, sir, I haven't been anywhere near Honeydukes.
Bah! That's enough from you. Just know that I have eyes and ears everywhere. On your way, Mr. Weasley.
I don't know if he was being honest about where he saw the house elf. I think he was just trying to get rid of me.
Well, there's one for my diary.
Right, I wonder who else we're going to run into on our trip here. Although, I will jump at any chance to make Professor Black look like a fool, as long as I can stay in character.
Mouth open? Where are your manners?
Professor Black, how are you, sir?
Mr. Gaunt, where do you think you're going?
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses. Was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes. Mixed with bubo tuber pus makes a fine mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir? You don't seem yourself.
I assure you I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's.
Yeah, that was a bit...
When I witnessed what happened...
Yeah, that was a bit incriminating.
Professor, a word? Professor Black, again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they're fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
Perhaps this could be the first step needed to reintroduce Quidditch.
Good idea. I can even provide the parchment should you need it. Now, where is my elf?
Parchment? Very well, I will, and with pleasure. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kagawa.
What did we do to deserve him as a headmaster?
Stand proud, purebloods. The future is yours.
Yeah. Maximillian probably felt dirty saying that. Although he is having fun making a mockery of the professor, or the headmaster. I guess he is still a professor. His title is Professor Black.
I spend the entire day in Hogsmeade.
You are still enjoying your time with that hat? Such frivolous wastes of time. You guys should be inside studying.
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh, Professor, this is an interesting surprise. It's Bloom, by the way.
Remind me of your area of affinity, Broom. OWLs are swift approaching.
Charms, sir. Non-verbal spells. Might work on one that makes me disappear.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
They're not invisible, sir. I've seen them near the library. In fact, they help me with my, heavy books.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
Something seems a little off with the headmaster.
Yeah, people are starting to catch on. Well, given the amount of preparation needed for a polyjuice potion, I don't think that people will suspect that that is the direct cause of his weirdness.
Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? Of course you haven't.
Professor, a word, please.
Ooh,
Hello, Professor Black.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
Yeah, I feel like this one's more believable.
I realize that, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
Yeah, it was a bit risky talking to her.
Leeway for Professor Fig? I shall never understand that man.
It has been a month in real life since that cut I just did in the video, so apologies if I sound a little bit different. I had something come up when I was recording this, and I didn't really want to end the episode in the middle of this mission, so here I am finishing up the episode. There's Scrope.
With Scrope's performance as his house elf. There's no doubt in Scrope's mind.
Ahem. Attention, students. I hereby decree that the Great Hall be forthwith decorated in the noble banners of Gryffindor. I shall be taking no questions at this time, or ever.
Oh, it actually changes too. Nice. Man, Maximillian had such a good opportunity to really stir the pot by saying, "Quidditch season is now back on." That would cause so much chaos in trying to figure out what the fuck happened. But yes, hi, Scrope.
Scrope!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh,
But Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
How dare you question me? I've a mind to give you a matching set of ears.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too in character with that threat there, Maximillian. I mean, that seems somewhat viable, but given that this is Professor Black, I think it's this.
It's pure bloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Ah, yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
Oh, but Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pur.
Ha! Thank you. Never speak of this conversation with me or anyone else.
Of course, sir. Scrope shall try his best to keep out of Master's way.
That poor house elf.
The polyjuice potion's wearing off. Oh. I best get out of sight.
Yes. Hopefully there's nobody up here.
Made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Fig was right. I can't believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle.
Yes. Although that will be happening next time, because this is really where I'm ending off this video.
I think I know how and where to approach the centaurs about protecting the Snidgets. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest.
Way to steal my thunder there, puppy. But yes, as I was trying to say, this is where I'm really ending off the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.